Hi everyone, this is our 2020-21 summer cover crop trial at Wagga Wagga Ag Institute. The trial was sown on the 26th of December in 2020, so it's about 7 weeks old. The crops are about 7 weeks old. We've got a range of cover crops, some mixed cover crops, and we also have fallow plots where nothing was sown to represent a typical fallow. So you can see some of the species are just beginning to flower now. This is buckwheat sort of right behind me. It's about 2 feet high, full flower, covered in bees. Probably 3 or so, or possibly more, tons of biomass. It's been quite a wet summer so far. So we've had over 100 millimetres of rain in the last few weeks to a month. And so everything is looking pretty good. So I guess the question will be, how much water have they used to produce this biomass? And is that going to punish next year's wheat and canola crops? So the aim of this trial, we've had three successive cereal crops at this site so far, and so presumably starting to get some kind of build-up of some pathogens or diseases in the soil. So we're going to look at whether some summer cover crops can actually break that disease cycle if we were to follow these crops with wheat again. So we're actually going to follow them with either wheat or canola in the coming winter season. We have a range of cover crops, so we've got a grass cover crop, there's a millet crop. You can see the millet in the mixed species or sown by itself as a single culture. And so the aim there is to see, does the actual cover crop we go make a difference? So if you grow a cereal as a cover crop when you're growing successive cereals, does that actually add to disease pressure and have minimal effect? In contrast, if we were to grow something else, for example, a brassica, so we have radish plots as well, are they going to actually help break disease cycles and improve your wheat? We also have a range of mixed cover crops, so we've got the brassica and the millet, and then we've got species that aren't involved in the rotation. So if we have a typical cereal canola rotation, we've added a variety of different families into the mix. So buckwheats from Polygonaceae. We've also got some legumes, so you can see the cowpea over here is the really dark looking crop. You can definitely see that it's fixing nitrogen. It's a lot greener than, for example, over here to my right we have the pure radish crops, and you can see they're starting to pale. So they've obviously taken up what nitrogen's there, and they do look to have some sort of nitrogen deficiency. In contrast, here we have the cowpea, just starting to flower now. First flower has just opened in the last day or so, and we've got, hopefully we can see here, there you go, good nodulation on the roots, and hence the dark green of this cover crop. And so I guess we hope not only to put some biomass into the soil, but with a cover crop like this that's managed to put on a few tonnes, we might also get a reasonable amount of nitrogen added to the soil as well. I guess we'll find out. As we move across, we get to some of the mixed species. So this one's a radish and millet, and then to my right here we have not only the radish and the millet and the buckwheat and the legume, but we've also thrown in the mix some extras. So this is our true multi-species cover crop here, and you can see the sunflowers standing tall. So once again, there's some legumes in there putting a bit of nitrogen in the system, but some of the non-legumes, I wouldn't say completely nitrogen deficient, but you can see they're a lot paler, and so probably nitrogen limited to some degree. So we'll follow this up. These are about to be terminated in the next day or two. They'll be terminated and sort of rolled flat, and we will we'll determine what moisture they've used or how much water is left in the profile after we've done that, and then following through we'll check again at sowing, see how much water they've used, and then of course we'll sow them, we'll split the plots. They'll either be sown to wheat or to canola, and we'll see whether growing these cover crops is going to reduce yield.